तारिशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रील प्रभुपाद। Little bit of technology issues. I'm putting something else is coming, but we'll try to adjust. So before I get started, I would like to thank once again all the devotees who have arranged this, and also for all of you for assembling. So before we get started, so let us quickly revise what we have learned so far. So audible, everybody? Okay. So now, why are we coming here to these classes? Any particular reason? Anything? आप क्यों आ रहे हैं? हरे कृष्ण माता जी. So thank you for joining. Sorry, Mata ji comes to the temple. Seen her many times. Thank you. So I don't know. I'm just asking. Why are we? Because Einstein once said that everybody knows XYZ of everything, nobody knows ABC of anything. I'm not used to this mic. So, thank you. We'll manage. I think it's audible. So Einstein used to say that, in fact, it's a famous thing. Everybody knows ABC, nobody knows, everybody knows XYZ of everything, nobody knows ABC of anything. Ante artham enti? So what does that mean? What do you think?
They are not confident on the foundation.
Fantastic. Your name, Mataji?
Savita.
Savita Mataji. Fantastic. So, yes, Mataji.
भगवान और भगवान के जो भगवान ने भगवद गीता बताई और उन्होंने जो अपने पुस्तकों में बताया उनमें से हमको भगवान कौन है और हम किस लिए ये जन्म आए वो सब हमको मालूम होता है इसलिए हम इस क्लासेस में
बिल्कुल बढ़िया. Can you manage small Prabhuji outside? So for some time at least, so the concept can go in. Sorry, Prabhu. So now, as we all know, that the foundation is very important, and the emphasis for here is to gain that foundation knowledge. Now, there are people who might have read Bhagavad Gita, might have known all the 700 slokas in Bhagavad Gita, but they can tell you, if you ask 4.34. What is the sloka? They will tell just like this. But again, just getting the verbally what is Bhagavad Gita, what are the slokas that I know, doesn't really help us. What helps us is that whether we have applied in our life or not. So, what we are trying to do here in these classes, and what you should also do, the first qualification to call yourself as a human being, Mahabharata says this. Prabhuji might have told you in the previous classes also, or you might also know it. Ahara nidra bhaya maithunancha samanyameta pasubiranam dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesho dharme nahina pasubi saman. So it says that there are 4 things which are common between human beings and animals. What are those? Eating, sleeping, mating and defending. So these are the 4 things that cats and dogs are doing, and we are also doing. And what is that which differentiates you with the other non-human beings, or is that dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesho dharme nahina pasupi samana. So dharma is very important. Now the question may come, basic fundamental question, what is dharma? Dharma and enti, if you go to Tirupati, they will be writing there, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. And I got one interpretation when I was very small. ధర్మాన్ని నువ్వు రక్షించు, ధర్మం నేను రక్షిస్తుంది. ధర్మాన్ని నేను రక్షించడం ఏంటి? am I really capable of safeguarding or taking care of dharma? సో అసలు ధర్మం అంటే ఏంటి అనేది అర్థం చేసుకోకుండా ఇంటర్ప్రిట్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో we are not really having that basics and we are interpreting. That is the problem. Now most of us we call ourselves whatever, but again the fundamentals are not there. And here what it is mentioned is that what is dharma we should understand. Probably I am not taking the regular class, but again this will really help, and we'll connect the dots what we have missed. And that's what my endeavor today is. We'll definitely go into the subject. So dharma ante enti, what is your interpretation? Dharma means what? बोलिए प्रभु जी माता जी, आप क्या सोच रहे हैं? धर्म मतलब क्या है? Because we hear this all the time. What is dharma? माता जी, senior माता जी, dharma.
We are doing our duty.
हाँ, doing our duty. Okay. Doing your duty means what?
Righteousness.
Righteousness, following the righteous path. Okay. What else could be the definition?
Always be truthful.
Truthful.
honest.
Okay. If you are truthful, you are following the dharma, and is that what you mean? Okay. Yeah. Doing your duty is one definition. Righteousness is another definition. What does Shastra say is very important. They give you an analogy. What is dharma? What is the dharma of sugar? If I ask, what is the dharma of sugar? Gives you sweetness. What is the dharma of fire? It gives you heat and light. That is the dharma. What is the dharma of salt? It gives you upadanam istundi. So salt. They look alike, sugar and salt, but again their dharmas are different, right? What is my dharma? We should understand as a human being. If everything which is not human also has a dharma, then definitely I should also have a dharma, right? So what is my dharma? It's very important that we need to ask ourselves. This is the fundamental question. If you do not ask this, that means, because the Shastra is saying that dharmo itesham adhiko vishesho dharme nahina pasu saman. If you do not have the dharma, what you are supposed to, if suppose the fire is there, it is not giving you heat. If you touch also, it is giving you coolness. That means it is not fire at all, because its dharma is lost. What is my dharma? Yes, but Shastra is saying that atato brahma jignasa. So the starting thing for you to qualify yourself as a human being is the atato brahma jignasa. That is your dharma. What is brahma jignasa? Asking yourself, who am I? What will happen to me after death? Is there any other body that I will be taking or not? And what is that? Why am I suffering here? What should I do to come out of this suffering? These are the questions that you should have. Atato brahma jignasa. We have jignasa about what to eat, what to wear, how to make my hair dye so that I look young. So these all things we are doing. But what you should do to qualify yourself as a human being? I am not saying, the Shastra is saying, atato brahma jignasa. So have that jignasa to ask these vital questions. Not questions like about what sloka I should read and tell it to others so I can become scholarly. Ask these fundamental questions. As Einstein was saying, everybody knows what is Bhagavad Gita. But again, if you don't apply and put it into practice, then what good it is, right? So this is what we should learn as part of these classes, what we are doing. And this inquisitiveness is lacking in our generation. In fact, because of our educational system. Macaulay education system has brought in wherein they wanted, Britishers when they wanted to bring in this education system, Macaulay education system, They wanted us to become booking clerks only. Some clerks to do their routine jobs, not intelligent beings. Our system was way beyond to make you as a complete human being, Gurukula system or whatever system we had. Now, because of this education system, children are not even able to ask any questions. In fact, the other downside of this, I take youth classes and I go to schools and colleges, and because of the kind of gadgets that they are using, the kind of curriculum that they have, there is no thinking process at all rutting. You just mug up few things. In fact, I was in IIT Delhi for so many years, and there also there is no fundamental research at all. Hardly, just for namesake PhDs are coming. There is no quality at all. Similarly, any other places. But why am I saying all this is because we should understand these vital basic questions. And I was discussing with Prabhuji also, Ramakrishna Prabhuji, Arun Prabhuji, is that how did I come to this path and why did I choose this as my area of interest where I should be able to help myself and help others. Now, I have gone to various other organizations. You name it, I might have joined and might have been there. Almost 15 years back I am talking about. For the last 15 years I have been in ISKCON. I did go to Vipassana. I don't know how many of you know. Vipassana is a Buddhist way of knowing about yourself in one way through meditation. And I did 3 courses there, 10-day courses, out of which 9 days is noble silence. 10 days में 10 दिन किसी से भी बात नहीं करेंगे आप. 9 days complete silence. So just understand. And after doing 30 days, they 3 courses. Then they said that you should. I said my questions are not getting answered. Whatever you are saying, it's not coming out. I did. They said that first time नहीं हुआ तो दूसरा कर लो, उसके बाद तीसरा कर लो, उसके बाद कहने लगे कि 40 दिन का करो, 39 days is noble silence. Now I am not joking, neither underestimating whatever that is there, but what is the Shastra saying to self-realize yourself? It is saying that in this Kali Yuga there is a Yuga Dharma. Again here it is a Yuga Dharma. It is saying. Harir Nama Eva Kevalam Kalau Nastev Gatir Anyadha. It is saying that in this Kali Yuga there is no other way other than taking the holy name Harinam. So that will reveal a lot of your answers, lot of your questions, and really tell you who you are. At the same time, we will also discuss so many other things while we are doing these classes. And please, I would request you that ask questions. Ask yourself those fundamental questions. Atato Brahma Jignasa. See, children, you have that learning capability more than adults. For one reason is that they tend to ask those fundamental questions. At least when I was a kid, I used to ask so many questions. Nowadays, kids are not asking so many as we used to ask. You know, you will remember your own childhood. So why? Because of the gadgets that they are using. I come from an IT background where I was working for last 25 years. So we develop mobile applications as part of my company. Now, when they used to give us the mobile application to design, they used to say that try to see how you can make them addict to it. So that's the first and foremost principle, because they need the customer to use that app and get addicted to it. Now you see, when you are using WhatsApp, mobile phone itself is an addiction. That's a different. Again, in the apps, WhatsApp, if you don't check your WhatsApp for every 5-10 minutes, you will be panicked and you don't know what to do. Automatically your mind goes there. That is what is addiction. See, the point is not that we should not use the technology. I am not saying that we should use the technology. Let not the technology use you. The problem is here. I should tell when I should use my device. Not that the device is telling you or making you addict and you are forced to do it. So we need to, and as a practice, now you see, all of you have got a mobile phone. You might leave anything outside, but mobile phone has become an integral part of your life. Without that, nothing will work. And you don't even know how much time you are spending on your device. So much it has gone, and your mind is so much put into that. Now, what I am saying is that earlier people used to be more comfortable and more happier because there is not so much of these distractions. Now our attention span has gone so low. Children cannot even sit for more than they say that 45 seconds is the attention span. Just imagine, not even 1 minute. Attention span is only that much. After that your mind gets diverted. So that is all what is happening. And why we should read Bhagavad Gita is very important. Why? Because again, today's class is more to do with simple basic questions. Bhagavad Gita क्यों पढ़ना चाहिए? Hare Krishna. Please, you can sit in the chair. Yeah, if you want it. Yeah, Mataji.
भगवत गीता हमको इसलिए पढ़ना चाहिए कि भगवत गीता जो है हमको जीने के लिए सिखाती है।
हाँ, very nice.
ऐसा किया है और हमारे लाइफ में जो प्रॉब्लम्स है वो सारे प्रॉब्लम्स का सॉल्यूशन
Fantastic. Okay. Prabhuji, what's your name? You, आपका नाम? आयुष. हाँ, तो भगवत गीता क्यों पढ़ना चाहिए? Anybody who is wanted to just yes, please.
Find the purpose and way to life.
Wow, क्या बात है? To find the purpose of your life. See, Srila Prabhupada gives a very nice analogy. Now he says that when you buy a new washing machine, washing machines are becoming day by day more sophisticated. And suppose there is one washing machine, it's very sophisticated and you don't know how to operate. So what do? आपके पास एक washing machine आया है, बहुत complex है, and you don't know how to operate. What do? You read a manual. What is the other option you have? Ha. So you call a bona fide person who is representing that company. He will come and give you a demonstration, right? So one is that you read a user manual. आपने को इतना interest, मतलब you do not have so much patience, and again you have to read and understand. So bona fide representative is a better option. So those people who are coming here, Shar Shiromani Prabhu is my Siksha Guru. So whosoever is teaching here, so these are the bona fide people, and they are coming here as bona fide representatives to tell you how to use this manual, how to use this human form of life, right? So again, it is coming from a disciplic succession. So that is the knowledge that is coming to us. So Bhagavad Gita is a manual for mankind. What is Bhagavad Gita? Manual for mankind. So how do mankind manual for mankind? How do I speak? How do I talk? How do I communicate? What to eat? And how should I control my senses? How do I control my mind? All these things are there in this wonderful book called Bhagavad Gita. When Narendra Modi ji, our Honorable Prime Minister, when we went to Japan, he has taken one book and he has given to the Prime Minister of Japan, and he said, this is one invaluable book which has no price, it's priceless, and this is the gift that we are giving it to you. And what is that? This is Bhagavad Gita which we are giving it to you. So it is priceless gift, and we are very fortunate. Those who have come here are very fortunate, because we are trying to find out, as Prabhuji rightly mentioned, the purpose of our life. What is the purpose of our life? As we just now discussed, Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunancha, eating, sleeping, mating and defending is the general purpose for general public. And there is no difference between cats and dogs, what they are doing and what we are doing. Maybe a little sophisticated way. We eat by cooking in gas and things like that. They can eat anything. Nowadays, they are also getting pampered by eating what we are feeding them. But again, and sleeping, whatever we have Karlon beds and this and that, but they can sleep anywhere. Same thing. We can defend ourselves by machine guns, this and that. They can use their bare feet and whatever way that they'll defend. But are doing the same thing, little sophisticated. So Shastra says that we are well dressed. We are well dressed, sophisticated, two-legged animals. If you are doing those four things, Dvipada Pashu. I am not saying, please forgive me. If I do go outside, don't attack me. What is this? We come to Bhagavad Gita class and you are all saying Pashu, this and that. This Shastra is saying. And Shastra is saying for our own good. So we need to understand. Because if you out of 84 lakh species, human form is one among them. 84 lakhs different types of species are there. And you got this human form of life and you are not utilizing, then it is so unfortunate, right? So, Bhagavad Gita, Sloka 2.7, second chapter, 7th Sloka. Can somebody remember? Because you did it. Anybody? 2.7? Karpanya doshopahata svabhavat pruchame tvam dharma sammudha cheta. So, Karpanya doshopahata svabhavat. Arjuna is identified, as Prabhuji rightly mentioned, Arjuna has identified his deformity, you can say. Or you can say that, what is the problem with me? Arjuna identified. What is this problem? Dosha. Karpanya dosha. What he has identified? What is Karpanya? Attachment. Yes, attachment. Okay. Karpanya comes from a root word called Kripana. From Kripana, Karpanya has come. What is Kripana? Kripana means conjuice. Kripana. So, conjuice. So, what is the characteristic of a conjuice? If you have seen some Telugu movies, Kota Srinivasa Rao, you will see that he is the conjuice. I remember, long time back I have seen a movie. What is the characteristic of how does he behave? What is his characteristic? Can somebody tell? Conjuice ka characteristic hai? Mataji? Yes. Miser. Miser. What does he do? Miser person. Yes. English translation for conjuice is miser. But what does he do?
Try to control resources. Anything he uses.
Control the resources. Okay. That's good, right?
Money, water, anything.
He always wants to spend, save without spending.
So he has every resource, but he doesn't want to use it for himself, neither he will allow others to use it. That is the characteristic of a conjuice. Arjuna is saying that Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava. My swabhava has become like a kripana. Why? Because he is not able to utilize his whatever resources that the Supreme Lord or what as a human being he has got. He is just thinking, his mind is just not able to understand much more beyond than these four things: eating, sleeping, mating and defending. He is not understanding what is the dharma that he should really be following. Or in one way, what is the human form, human dharma kya hai, wo jante nahi hai. So, Kripana. So, we are all become, in one way, we have the capability of understanding Bhagavad Gita or the purpose of our life, as Prabhuji rightly mentioned, but we are not understanding. That means you are as a Kripana only. Because cats and dogs cannot sit like us and I can tell them what is Bhagavad Gita. They are not, because they are not equipped. So they don't have that faculty of understanding Bhagavad Gita or purpose of their life. If you take a dog, if you give it food and these four things, it will never complain to you. Did you see a dog saying that no, aap char ye ahar nidra bhai maitanancha, these four things you are giving, but I am not satisfied? It will never complain. Did anybody see Geographical Channel?
Yes.
You might have seen. What do they show? They show only these four things. What does this animals eat? Where do they sleep? How do they mate? How do they defend? These are the four things you find in Geographical Channel. Do you think anything beyond that you will be able to see there? Nothing. Because that is what they are meant for. They cannot go beyond that. But if we are also not going beyond that, not understanding what is our purpose of our life, what is my dharma, then we are kripanas. That is what 2.7 Arjuna is saying. That he has identified. Now, what is that we need to understand? Put ourselves in Arjuna's position and at least understand that I am acting like a kripana. At least acknowledge that. That is where the starting point. Now, lot of people do not want to acknowledge. अरे क्या है भगवद गीता, क्या पर्पस है लाइफ में, मस्त करो, दम और अधम मिट जाए गम. This is what is the general public's thought. क्या करना है? One person asked Srila Prabhupada, you are saying that there is life after this birth, then can you show me any proof? आप भगवद गीता पढ़ रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं, वो कर रहे हैं, मगर लाइफ नहीं है तो क्या? हमने ये छोड़ दिया, वो छोड़ दिया, मगर after that what you said is not going to happen, or there is nothing not there, then what is our position? At least these materialistic people are enjoying their life in whatever way, but we are avoiding all that. तो हमारा फिर क्या है? Then he said, see, when you come to this life, whatever you are, which we know what is the ultimate purpose and you pursue for it, and which I am also trying to achieve that, then what will happen is there is an internal joy. Definitely there is an internal joy, and you don't get attached. Without that आप suicide नहीं करेंगे. These days what is happening? People are indulging in to get those ahar nidra by maitunacha. Only that, and if you don't get it, they are fighting, they are doing all sorts of nonsense. One. Second is that you are leading a quality life, and you are also enjoying in the right way, and you get to feed the soul, not just this body. Every time you take a bath, once or twice you take the bath, right? And you are cleaning your body so nicely, you put nice clothes. This is all good from a physical, body perspective. Now, there is one analogy what Srila Prabhupada gives, wherein he says that there is a very rich lady, very aristocratic rich lady, and she bought a parrot, and it's a speaking parrot. You know what is a speaking parrot? It can speak, right? And this speaking parrot, she made a cage which is golden cage, not normal cage, golden cage, and that cage is decorated with rubies, diamonds, emeralds, so nicely. Every day morning she comes, nicely cleans, and the cage is so nicely decorated, it is shining like anything, and the bird is there inside the cage. Every day she comes, only cleans the cage. Next day she comes, does the same thing, not feeding the parrot anything. What will happen to the parrot? क्या होगा? Parrot को मर जाएगा. क्यों? Why the parrot dies? Because we have not fed the parrot. We are just doing external cage को साफ कर रहे हैं, and you are just doing that polishing only. Then what will happen to us? So, as Prabhuji, I'm sorry, I'm taking Prabhuji. What's your name, Prabhu? Neeraj. Neeraj Prabhu. So nicely mentioned. When you start an organization, I started my own firm, and generally they ask, what is the vision of this particular company that you started? So we have a vision document. And for any project, a lot of you are from IT, and whenever a project is there, there is a vision document, there is a BRD, business requirement document, again functional requirements, non-functional requirements, this, that. Again, but vision document is the first thing that they prepare. Now when they started this ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada, then he prepared a vision document. What is the vision of this particular movement or ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness? What is the vision? Then he said, the vision of this ISKCON is to save human beings from spiritual death. What death? Spiritual death. What is this spiritual death? Now, if you don't feed this parrot, it dies. Though it might be there for some time, but again it will eventually die. It is there, but it is not even there. It was supposed to speak. It will not speak, that speaking parrot. Right? So, if you don't feed the soul, because you are not this body ideally. Can somebody tell how you can say that you are not this body? आप कैसे कह रहे हैं कि आप बॉडी नहीं हो, आप कुछ और हो? How can you say that? Everybody should ask a proof, right? Can somebody tell how is that you are not this body? Somebody is sweating a lot. Somebody.
Childhood we are having small body. After that, growing,
that means
bigger body will be there.
Right.
After that, whole body. So,
But the body is there.
Yes.
But I am saying that you are not this body, you are something else. So these are the simple questions that were asked to Srila Prabhupada and very nicely answered. Common sense says that you are not this body but something else. Koi mar gaya, so somebody's body is here. What do you say in English? He passed away. Telugu lo ఏమంటామండి? చని పోయాడు. హిందీ में क्या बोलेंगे? मर गया. Every time in your whatever you are speaking also you are saying मर गया. बॉडी इधर है, क्या गया? చని పోయాడు, ఏం పోయింది? Passed away. What has gone away?
Soul.
That is what will tell you common sense that you are not this body. There is something beyond. Feed that. If you don't feed that, then you will not know what is the purpose of your life. You will just be interested and you will be engaged only with sleeping, eating, sleeping, mating and defending. Nothing will go beyond. So these classes should inspire you, should frustrate you sometimes. I will use the word. Because sometimes you need to get frustrated. Arey kya hai, this only these 4 things I am doing. I am not putting anything to the soul or feed the soul. So life में कभी कभी frustrate होना अच्छा है. Because you need to get frustrated. So because you are not utilizing your whatever you have for the right way, and आपका purpose ये है, and but you are going in some other direction and not fulfilling, that means you need to get frustrated. If you are satisfied, then कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता. So only thing is that you need to get frustrated, you need to get realized, and Shastra is very clear. Shastra is trying to tell you very clearly that Baba, this is what your purpose of your life. Suno, manufacturer is telling you, see purpose. Who can tell you the purpose? Manufacturer. Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He himself is saying that this is the purpose of your life. And in fact, when did Krishna speak these? When did Krishna started speaking? Kurukshetra. In which sloka? Does anybody remember? So basically, first chapter he did not speak. Arjuna gave all justifications that why I should not fight. Krishna never commented. Neither he was. He is just smiling nicely, sitting. When did he started speaking? Can somebody tell?
When Arjuna says, I have become your total disciple, now be my guru and direct.
Absolutely right. So 2.7 is very important sloka. Why? Because in our life also, if you wanted to understand Bhagavad Gita, I am telling you, because this is what our predecessor acharyas have told, and which is what we are also practicing. If you wanted to understand Bhagavad Gita and apply in your life, at least theoretically, understand that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And He is the manufacturer who has manufactured me. One. And the second thing is that you need to have Guru in your life. These two, if you do not take this A and B, that means understanding that at least theoretically, because we do not have so much of practical knowledge, but at least theoretically understand. In fact, if you see Bhagavad Gita, it is not addressed Krishna as Shri Krishna Uvacha. What is Uvacha here? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. He is the Supreme Lord. So, at least theoretically understand that Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. One. Second, in our life we need to have Guru in our life. These two. And in fact, Srila Prabhupada says that if you wanted to progress in your spiritual path, you need to do 4 things. A, B, C, D. A for anybody? A for apple. B for ball. C for D for dog. Now we will define what is A, B, C, D here now. A is for association. What is that? Association. If you wanted to progress in your spiritual line, spiritual path, you wanted to feed the soul and come out of the spiritual death. Spiritual death matlab body hai, magar it is, your soul is almost dead or it is going to die. It is like that. उसको पूरा एनेस्थीसिया दे के बिठा दिए, वो कुछ as if it is there but it is not there. It's called spiritual death. So to safeguard, A is for association. What kind of association? Devotee association. Kyunki the English proverb also says that. What does it say? Show me your best 4 friends, I'll tell you your character. How do you think? How do you act? And what do you do? I'll tell you, show me your best 4 friends. So, now, once you associate with the devotees, come to this kind of satsang, satsang, and means devotee association, then your thinking will now, see, we all know, whenever this class is over, while this class is going on, for 1.5 hours, you are completely saying, yes, this is what is the right thing, let me do it. After 1.5 hours, when you go, immediately out of this room, shuru ho gaya. Maya will attack you like anything. TV show. In fact, when I was once upon a time, as soon as I come into my home, first switch I used to put not the light. एक बड़ा idiotic box है. Immediately your TV should be on, and in that whatever Saas Bahu serial, this serial, that serial, or this channel, that channel. So what you need to associate is very important. Associate. So first is A for association. B for books. What books? Fundamental books is Bhagavad Gita. Which will tell you the ABC of spirituality. Then little advanced, then you can read the Bhagavatam and other things, but at least start with Bhagavad Gita book. At least 1 sloka a day keeps your spiritual death away. So there's another sloka, right? What is that? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. 1 sloka a day will keep your spiritual death away. At least 1 sloka, read the meaning and purport if possible. 1 sloka, how much time it will take? 4 to 5 minutes. Start by doing that. And if possible, also take Hare Krishna Mahamantra, at least 1 round of chanting, 108 times you can do. Because the Maya is very strong. You need to shield yourself with this. And take, first and foremost thing, what you need to have? Association is very important. The rest B, C, D is coming second. First is association. Take your decision. What may happen? I will come to these classes every week. That's how you start. That's how I started. When I was in Seattle, Washington, almost 15 years back, then started coming to the classes. I didn't know what is the ABC of Bhagavad Gita. I didn't know anything. But again, I said to myself that, yes, association I will have. I will have the association, and slowly, then step by step, baby steps I have taken. 1 sloka a day, 1 round of chanting. Slowly you pick up. And what is C? C is for chanting. As I just now told, B is for books. Philosophy chahiye. Because why philosophy is required? Because your Maya is strong and it will tell you, it will defeat you. Saying that, kya hai Bhagavad Gita mein, kyun padhna hai? Time waste hai. Instead of that, I will enjoy seeing a movie. That is what it will come. And now, to convince the Shastra Gnan is very important. See, Shastra gives you discrimination power. What does Shastra give you? Discrimination power. So once you read Shastra, you will know what to do, what not to do. What is good for me, what is not good for me. But that discrimination power apne paas nahi hai. And what somebody told, what is the definition for dharma? Righteousness. How many of you are really following what is righteousness? कुछ भी नहीं, आपका definition अलग होगा. But Shastra gives you discrimination power. How should I behave with my wife? How should I behave with my son? Or how should I treat my husband? Or my sas, or my in-laws, whatever, whosoever. How do I do the discrimination power? It will give you. Shastra, when you read, why Bhagavad Gita, if you ask me, discrimination power aapko aayega. Now we do not have any discrimination power. Sorry to say that, because I didn't have it. But now slowly I started getting the discrimination power, because Shastra's aim is to give you the discrimination power. Now the problem is this. Shastra is more to do with your intellect. आपका intelligence, intellect है ना? So that is where it is getting feeded. But mind is not getting fed. Intelligence बोल रहा है ये सही है, ये गलत है, इसको follow करो. Mind बोलता है कि क्या है? Why should I listen to this intellect? It will not do. And mind in turn has got, see, it is like this. These are the 5 senses. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are the 5 senses? Can somebody tell? Huh? Eyes, ears, skin, yeah, touch. So these are the 5 senses that are there. Now, Indriyas. These 5 senses are controlled by this mind. Mind is this part. If this is not there, they cannot. So mind, you know that paralysis, when it happens, the signal is not going to the mind, so paralysis happens and you are not able to move your leg. That's what it will happen, right? So that is what, so mind is controlling the senses, but the mind should be controlled by the intelligence. Now, intelligence should control the mind should control the senses. But the problem is that the reverse is happening with us. The senses are dictating the mind and the mind is dictating the intelligence. And the reverse में जा रहे हैं तो अपना, we know where we are going and where we are going to fall, right? So now the point is that intelligence should be fed. What we need to do? Yes, right? To feed the intelligence, what you need to do? Because intelligence को intact रखना है, तो क्या करना है? शास्त्र पढ़ना है. When you read the Shastra, what will happen is you will get the discrimination power, and you will also become strong. Intelligence itself is not strong. You don't know what to do, what not to do. What control you are talking about? If boss itself, if suppose this is the analogy is that in a family, this is not a gender specific. I am just giving an example. Please don't mind. In a family, if the husband is strong in the sense he is a devotee and he knows what to do, what not to do, he is like a intellect. Mind is like the wife. It is supposed to control the children, which are the senses, 5 senses. Now, the senses, the children are cranky and they are dictating everything, and the mind is saying that I don't know how to control them, and mind is also not under the control of the intellect. Husband का बात तो wife नहीं सुन रही है, wife की बात, mother की बात बच्चे नहीं सुन रहे हैं, तो क्या होगा family में? Obviously there is calamity in the family. Now this is what we need to do, is that as the husband should take control of the home and intelligence should take control of this home. Whatever we are here, intelligence should dominate the mind and the mind should dominate the senses. And sometimes in our ISKCON we do this Ekadasi. I don't know how many of you are aware of Ekadasi? Okay. Some of you do. In that Ekadasi, at least we are making at least in one sense, that is not the right only reason, but what we restrain our senses in the regular way, whatever we do on that Ekadashi, fasting, whatever you do in, some people do it, right? At least in our culture, we used to do fasting. I know from a, what do you say, from a physics perspective also, it's good that you are fasting. हर बार डाल रहे हैं, उसको रेस्ट ही नहीं है, तो at least in that way, from a physical perspective also it is good. But the other reason, a bigger reason is that your senses you are controlling. It is craving. आप कुछ दे ही नहीं रहे हो, हर रोज तो मेरे को चाट पापड़ी देते हो, गुलाब जामुन देते हो, in Ekadashi day you are not giving anything. What is this? At least senses, you are controlling the senses. At least you started with one day, right? So this was our culture. This is how, and for those who are non-vegetarian also, they used to say, at least on one day, Saturday or Friday, whatever day, at least on that day you don't take it. You started, you made some progress by making your senses control, right? This is what our culture used to be, and this is what nowadays kya hai? Nowadays go to 1 o'clock midnight biryani. High-tech city mein, the biryani shops are open till 2 o'clock in the morning, and you are putting chicken masala, this masala, that masala. You know what happens? Your body, unfortunately, I come from a medical background, from an Ayurvedic Panchagavya background, as a registered medical practitioner. In our body also there are various organs which work at the stipulated time in an optimum way. Now, when should you clean your stomach? When should you eat food is all given in a systematic way. But nowadays nobody is following. Jab chao, dalo, khao. And 1 o'clock when you eat, what will happen to your liver? And there is Jirna Agni in your body. Optimally, when does that Jirna Agni work is very important, and that is where you need to take little more at that time. Not at 1 o'clock when Jirna Agni is the lowest on its, it will not get digested. What will happen? It will give rise to so many other problems. The first, so Jirna Agni is something, I'm sorry, I'm going to a different subject. But again, it's all important. Ours is a holistic, science. Whatever we, and in fact in ISKCON also, whatever we follow, it is very systematic and it's holistic. Whatever you do is not hodgepodge. It is told in a way such that it will help you in all the 5 areas. What are the 5 areas you need to get fitness is very important. See, you need to be physically fit. If I come to this class and I'm not able to sit, then what is that I'm going to preach you? What is that I'm going to tell? So, physical fitness is also important, but that's not the only thing that you need to have. That's understand that. First is physical fitness. Second is I would say that professional fitness. If you are whatever profession you are there, if you are not having a profession in one way, if you are a homemaker, that is also a profession. So you need to know, how do I really professionally become fit there? As a good mom, as a good husband, as a working person, how do I become professionally fit? Third is that, how do I become financially fit? You cannot go, see, ISKCON never went and said that, give us some donation. Did you ever see that ISKCON coming and saying that, give us the donation, we are depending upon your donation only? No. It will inspire everyone to contribute, and all voluntarily you can contribute. But so financial fitness is also important in your life. How do you financially become fit? Now if I have to come here and give the classes and nothing to eat at home, and then first of all I am mentally not prepared. First of all my mind is always saying, "Arey kya hoga? Khane mein hi nahi hai." And what will happen tomorrow? I do not have money. So financial fitness is also important, right? And social fitness. What is social fitness? Anybody can say, what is social fitness? Mataji is having answers for everything. Good. Yes. Now you take care of yourself is good. But how do I behave with others? How do I help others? आजकल क्या है? What is the problem with our community is that, especially in nuclear families, family मतलब आजकल क्या हो गया है? When you go to US, which I stayed there, husband and wife are male and female. That is what is their family. Children भी family में नहीं आ रहे हैं आजकल. That is what family means. We two only. Because after 12 years, he himself, that boy or a girl, is not at all bothered who the father is, mother is. कुछ पैसे मिल रहा है थोड़े दिन के लिए बस. After that, they are on their own. So and now in our Indian community, at least we have family मतलब husband, wife and children. सास बहू तो उनको निकाल के बाहर ही कर दिए. Unfortunately, that is what has happened. Why? Because we are thinking that this is what is my area of governance. उससे ज़्यादा नहीं ले सकता मैं लोड. अभी सास आएगी, बहू ससुर आएगा, तो why and relatives तो आजकल आएंगे तो फोन करके आएंगे और बोलेंगे कितने देर तक रहेंगे. Once upon a time, I remember when I used to go to my relative's house, summer vacation matlab 1 month, 2 months I used to stay there. Now you cannot even imagine somebody coming in your home staying for more than 3 hours. When I was in US, my mother, when I used to call, and my father, they used to warn me. This time to this time, if you call no, next time when you come to India, then we will tell you. Don't disturb us in these times because serial chal raha hai usme. So they calling nowadays children from US, they are not even calling. If somebody is, unfortunately, if it has happened, and especially in this Corona time, more, and they took that as an excuse. Somebody dies, right? मैं आके क्या करूँगा? What is there for me to come and do anything? That ritual anybody can do. Putting a fire only, no? Somebody else can do. Put it in some way that it will go. पैसे दे दूँगा, पैसे भेज दूँगा. This is all. So social fitness तो है ही नहीं किसी के पास. Unfortunately, this is happening. The root cause is education system, and we do not have those values at all. Children को कोई value आप क्या पढ़ा रहे? Because society and whatever you are seeing, that is what is telling. That माँ बाप को now we'll be fortunate enough if our children can take care of us, at least when we are in good healthy condition, at least at that time आके hi bye कहेंगे. That itself is so. When your health is not good, taking care of your parents is out of question. Unfortunately, it has become, because किसी को पढ़ाई नहीं है. It is like consumer mentality. US में it is like consumer mentality. एक डिवाइस आपके पास आया, आपने यूज किया, काम नहीं कर रहा है, क्या करेंगे? फेंक देंगे और दूसरा ले लेंगे. This is what is consumer mentality. I remember, I'm sorry, I've taken a lot of time. Oh, 5 minutes. So 5 more minutes. I did not use my slides now. Giridhar Prabhu and Sarshiroman Prabhu will ask, what sloka did you say? I have not even, at least 1 or 2 slokas we'll just read. If not, he will not ask me to come next time. Mataji, आप पूछ रहे थे कुछ? No, Mataji was asking some question. No? Okay. Ask questions.
Sir, ABCD.
Oh, I didn't say? Okay. Okay, so, yeah, thank you. You remember. मैंने सोचा कि ISKCON मतलब ISKCON से ISKCON. ISKCON. At least somebody.
Talkings are very interesting.
So, thank you, Prabhu. So, we'll complete 2 things. One is that this fitness part. First fitness we said physical fitness, professional fitness. Third one? Financial fitness, social fitness. 5th one?
Spiritual.
Fantastic. What's your name, Mataji? Padmaja. Oh, Haripur. Okay. That should come first, but again, I put it so that you will also be happy. Okay, so spiritual fitness is also very important, because we have seen in the example, because you are not his body actually. So, Your real happiness comes when you are feeding that soul. Food for the soul, if you give, it will be happy. I was discussing with Prabhuji also. I sometimes go and play this shuttle badminton. And when I do that exercise, right, my body is saying, oh, thank you very much. You have given me nice, this is inner joy, the body is also telling you. And similarly, the soul will respond to you. I'm telling you, this is what, we are not experiencing that because we have, our spiritual consciousness is so low that you are not able to experience. But you will experience. Now, the mundane example I have given you, do some good exercise or eat some nice food. The body will tell, oh, you did good job. You gave me nice food. So, similarly, when you give the food for the soul, it will also really respond. And it will tell you, thank you very much. And all of us should experience that, and it is practical. It will happen. So, this is the 5 fitness that each one of you should really work towards that. Don't neglect any of these, because ultimately happiness comes when you have fitness in all the 5 areas. And as we said, the process for getting the spiritual fitness is following ABCD. A is for association. B is for Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, spiritual books, right? Not any other books. Not nowadays we do not find this Swati, this, that, but at least we have the other demons, like internet with so many other sites, WhatsApp. This has become so much. This is what we need to really read. Start with 1 sloka a day, which will keep your spiritual death away. 1 sloka, Bhagavad Gita, 1 sloka, and meaning and purport. 5 minutes it will take. And C is for chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. 1 mala, 108. If you do not have mala, please let us know. We will give it to you. Don't be shy, because this is your life. What others is. Now when I wear dhoti and kurta, people are thinking, what this odd fellow has come. You don't. See, one thing is that you decide what is important for you. See, Mahatma Gandhi said that if you don't stand for something, maybe some other person, but he says that if you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. अपने जीवन में for something you have to stand. This is what my identity, my purpose is. तो आपको stand लेना है. And what happens, when you do this ABCD and your determination power. Intellect के लिए क्या कर रहे हैं आप? शास्त्र पढ़ रहे हैं, because you know the discrimination power आएगा आपको. But when you follow some strict discipline in one way, or follow this ABCD process, determination बढ़ेगा आपको. Being in the association of the devotees, listening to the right things, that will also strengthen your determination. अपना determination बहुत shaky है. Suppose something came up, you will not so take some determination. See how when you do this, actually what you are strengthening is your mind. Mind आपका control कब होगा? When you determine to do certain things, you stand for something, right? As I told you, 1 sloka per day, 1 round of chanting per day. When you do that, you are determined. ये करना है. I wanted to come to this class. At least once in a week you have these classes, right? You will come. What may happen? That is secondary. I will come. So when you are determined, your mind is now getting tamed. Understood? And the last D, I would say 3 Ds. The last D in the ABCD, and this D, discipline, is very important. And that discipline comes when you put yourself in a routine. Disciple का मतलब है कि आप discipline में हो. Not another very important thing. Now maybe like around 20-25 devotees. When we started this class, at what time? Around 7 o'clock, 7 for 10. How many devotees were there? 4 to 5 devotees. Now how many we have? Matlab, you need to be disciplined. You are respecting the speaker when you come before the speaker comes. I am not telling about myself. Because you need to give the respect. Then only this Vidya will come. This is not mundane science. As I told you, two things, if you wanted to get this spiritual thing coming in and giving that understanding start come hoga. One is that when you theoretically at least understand that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Second is that respect the Guru. Coming on time is a discipline. Not only that, you are respecting the other person. And once you start doing that right, then things will come into place. So, by intelligence ko aap, how you are feeding and how you are strengthening? By reading Shastra. Second, determination, how does it develop? When you do the right thing to your mind, and the mind, when you take this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, right, it is directly, see, mantra means what? What is the definition for mantra? In one way? Manah trayate iti mantra. Manah trayate. That which controls the mind. Now the mind is not getting controlled. It is telling whatever and I am doing only that. To control the mind, mantra. Manah trayate iti mantra. So that is what mantra is. And the discipline, when you follow the discipline, right, I will come, what may happen, 7 o'clock I will sit here for these classes. When I say this, then your senses are now getting controlled. So, children are cranky, but when you make them disciplined, nowadays you are not even telling them what is discipline. Jo bhi mang raha hai, de rahe hain. If the kid is lying down and saying, I want chocolate, then and he is going to do that, or the boy girl is going to do that when on the road also. आप क्या करेंगे? The mother will say that क्या इस सर दर्द को क्या है, chocolate ही चाहिए ना, ले लो. So because you are not disciplining them, so that is what has happened to our senses. And discipline matlab put some routine in your life such that your senses get controlled. Coming to the class, reading one Bhagavad Gita sloka per day, and coming to the class on time. These are the discipline that you do, then your senses get controlled. And the last D, in one way, A is for association, B is for books, C is for chanting, D is for diet. D is for discipline. It also relates to the, when you give the diet, what kind of a thing you need to eat is all what is given in Bhagavad Gita. Jaisa anna, vaisa man. Man matlab kya hai? Mind. What I feed in, that is how I behave. Right? So, eat the right thing. Krishna Prasad, whatever, but at least now eat sattvic food to the extent possible, because your mind is going to get tamed accordingly. Right? So, there is every scientific reason to justify all this. Right? So, and when you give Krishna Prasad or when you take the right kind of food, your senses also get disciplined. So, the discipline there also comes when your senses get controlled. It's all practical. It will happen. It is proven and it has been given in our Shastra. There is not a single thing that has been proven so far what is given in our Shastra as wrong. You show me anything. That is the power of Shastra. Why? You take any other, today they will say that when you take anacin, it will cure this cancer, that cancer. And they used to say that something, some tablet. Now, the next day, after 4 or 5 months, they say that because you are using that particular tablet, cancer has come. They contradict themselves. So, Shastra is called Apaurshaha. Shastra, Bhagavad Gita and all this Shastra is called Apaurshaha. What does that mean?
Never change.
Okay, never change. That's one.
No contradiction.
No contradiction. Any other? Apaurshaha.
Never fails.
Never changed.
Never fails.
Actually, Apaurshaha means not created by human beings. So, Purusha means we know, humans. Apaurshaha means it has been coming from Supreme Lord directly. So Supreme Lord is pure, so there is no impurity in it. No mala. Amala means, not that cinema actor Amala. There is no mala. So Shastra is so pure that whatever is written there, you cannot disprove it. There is nothing that you can say that this is wrong. This is only applicable 5,000 years back. Because Bhagavad Gita has come 5,000 years back. Now also it is there. Tomorrow after 5,000 years also Bhagavad Gita will be there. So I can keep on going, but let's summarize what we now read. But one sloka I will read because Shar Shiromani Prabhu and Giridhar Prabhu will attack me. Okay. So let me open that. Any questions anybody has before I open it up?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, go ahead, Mataji, please.
मुझे मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था
हाँ, बोलो।
कि जैसे आनंद मैंने
हाँ।
उनके लेक्चर में शायद आपने सुने होंगे, जब 190 ग्राउंड में हम लोग थे, तब वो अपने लेक्चर में बोले थे कि हमको ऐसा करना चाहिए कि फिर एक माँ के पेट में नहीं जाना है, या कोई भी माँ के पेट में हमको जन्म नहीं लेना है,
हाँ।
हमको सिर्फ सेवा में ही नेक्स्ट जन्म वृंदावन में या भगवत सेवा में ही। तो उसके लिए हमको क्या पूरी तैयारी करनी चाहिए और कैसे हमको हमारा भक्ति लाइफ
Okay. संक्षिप्त में बोलिए अभी. What is your actual question?
एक्चुअल क्वेश्चन रीबर्थ हमको नहीं लेना है, फिर भगवत धाम में ही और भगवान की सेवा करने के लिए हमको ये जन्म में हमको क्या प्रिपरेशन करना है?
हाँ, जो whatever I just now told you, आप जो भी हमने अभी बताया है, that is what you need to follow. At least ABCD follow करो. Association, at least start with association. When you have association, rest of the things will come in place. I have not started my chanting, reading books all of a sudden. Association, and sometimes I used to go to Seattle temple that time in ISKCON for not to listen to lecture actually. I was going there for what, I used to go for prasad. So at least Krishna prasad, that has at least some reason. You decided now so associate low, get the association, could be with for sake of prasadam, or if you find that these classes are good, kuch ja raha hai wo bhi acha hai, but take to the association. Very important. Srila Prabhupada, the greatness of Srila Prabhupada and ISKCON movement is that the Bhagavad Gita used to be read for those who have retired. Once upon a time, at least. They used to say that, अभी भक्ति में जा रहे हो क्यों? वो भगवद गीता कब पढ़ना है? जब आपके दांत निकल जाएंगे, आप सांस लेने में तकलीफ हो रही है, तब पढ़ना है आपको. क्या पढ़ेंगे, क्या करेंगे? It is Kaumaram. Prahlad Maharaj says that from 5 years you need to start Kauramaram. That is the time when you need to get this Bhagavad Gita. If not, they will be like asuras. Asura matlab, what is asuras? So the definition is also there, but yeah, just give me 1 second. Just replicate this. I know I have gone beyond my time limits. Just duplicate this. Okay, actually, okay, the first Prabhuji was putting some slides only, right, previously, and was he going through acronym based chapter wise?
Yes.
Oh, what was the first chapter acronym? Anybody remembers? Oh, तो 1 week पहले 10 दिन पहले क्या याद रहे? Okay, so first chapter starts with a doubt. So why it's not coming here? Okay. Okay, so the overview of the first chapter, is doubt, because there are so many doubts that Arjuna had. So that acronym is also correct. Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, 1 to 12 slokas, and omnious results, 13 to 20, uncertainty, bewilderment, turning point. So actually turning point also takes him to the next sloka, next chapter also. That was where 2.7 turning point came. When Arjuna submitted himself and considered Krishna as the Guru, then only Krishna started really speaking. In our life also, unless until you submit yourself, consider at least theoretically that, can somebody complete? At least theoretically consider that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then only Krishna will start entering and taking care to give this knowledge. This is not normal knowledge, this is spiritual knowledge. That will only come when Krishna's mercy is there. So theoretically at least consider that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And so, okay, so we will not go into this. Okay, so summary wise I can just put this. No, this story is good, but some other time. Okay. So this is the summary of the doubt, and we will discuss this at later point of time if required. But again, I can send you this if you want. Okay, so the second, this is the acronym for the second chapter, which is Gita. Obviously, it's a summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita. So G is for Guru. As I told you, the first few slokas talk about Guru, identity, who you are. That's where Krishna, see, the beauty about Bhagavad Gita is that Krishna doesn't take any shortcuts, directly attacks. That Arjuna, what are you? You are seems like a very educated person, but you are a foolish fellow. It directly chastises him. He chastises because Arjuna accepted him as a guru. Then only he has started taking the liberty to chastise him. Identify yourself. You are not this body, you are spirit soul. And T is for the two dharmas, duties in one way. There is no, see, unfortunately English is such a weak language, there is no equivalent word for dharma. At the most, as somebody has said, we can say it as duties, but actually it is not. That's the reason why Srila Prabhupada gives an analogy of, what analogy he has given? Anybody remembers? Analogy to understand what is dharma? We have given some examples. Prashad ka time ho gaya. We have given an example of sugar, salt, fire. So that is having the dharma, right? So similarly, human beings also have got a dharma. What is our dharma? अरे अभी तो छोड़ो, वही आपका धर्म है. आता तो ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा. जिज्ञासा करो, find out, ask these relevant questions. Who am I? मैं भगवद गीता क्यों पढ़ूं? अच्छे लोग को बुरा क्यों होता है? Why do bad things happen to good people? Is there any life after death? These are some of the questions. Jignasa. Because cats and dogs cannot ask this jignasa. They do not have the faculty. At least we have it. If you don't utilize this, then what are you? You are what? Krupana. Who said that? Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Prabhu. What is your name, Prabhu? Shekhar ji. Thank you. So let's not become like a Krupana. It is Atmarama. Atmarama is actually your spiritual state. Right now, we are spiritually more or less dead. So Atmarama is a state where you will find that spiritual place. And how will you get? All that is summarized in this beautiful second chapter. So Guru. Okay, so we'll go to one sloka and then at least this one will take, the second one. Let's come up. Okay. So please repeat after me. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Asocyan anvasocastvam. Asocyan anvasocatvam. Prajnavadan shabashase. Prajnavadan shabashase. Gatasun agatasuncha. Gatasun agatasuncha. Nanu sochanti pandita. Nanu sochanti pandita. Anybody can read the entire thing? Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Asocyan anvasocatvam. Prajnavadan shabashase. Gatasun agatasuncha. Nanu sochanti pandita. Any one devotee can read? Try. Why children learn more easily? Because they don't feel that what other person thinks, whether I am doing right or wrong. ऐसा ही सीखना है. So yes, Maharaj. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Asocyan anvasocatvam. Prajnavadan shabashase. Agata. Gatasun agatasunstvam. Nanu sochanti pandita. Anybody can read the translation? This one.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead says, while speaking, learn words you are
Mourning,
for what is
not worthy of grief. Lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Okay.
the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mooning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead.
Right. So this is coming under which acronym? Gita, Gita. Where is it fitting, this sloka? Identity. Right? I is for identity. So it is telling you who you are. You are lamenting for something which is not worthy of lamenting. Right? You need to not bother about the body. You should think about something else. He is not directly telling your spirit soul this, that. Slowly he is going to tell you. Right? So this is gross body, which is made up of earth, water, fire, air and ether. The subtle body. What is the subtle body? Okay. Did Prabhuji say this? Okay. Subtle body is mind, intelligence and ego. We talked about that. Mind, intelligence, how to control them, and the senses also. Okay. Subtle body. And the soul. Soul is this is getting discussed more in 15.8. Very clearly whatever is mentioned there, it comes there. But so now how many bodies we have? 3 bodies. One gross body which is made up of these 5 elements, and the subtle body which is mind, intelligence and ego. And the soul is basically, when I leave my body, what will happen to the other 2 bodies? Vanish? हाँ? Carry. Grass body तो उधर ही छोड़ के जाते हैं. At least I know. I don't take my grass body. हाँ. Yes, certain body को.
It will come.
This is also going to come along. See, child prodigies कैसा बनते हैं? How do they remember their past life? We have seen. In fact, we do some classes where we go through case studies. Ivan Stevenson. You can Google in Google Ivan Stevenson. He has done extensive research where he has documented not less than 700 to 800 cases all over the world where they have experienced their past lives they remembered. So many. So child prodigies कैसे बनते हैं? They don't know so many. It takes like 20-30 years, but they can master it in no time. How is that? So this subtle body is carrying also to the next life. So if you can tame your intelligence and mind properly, then it will help you in your next life also. Nothing goes waste. In fact, Krishna mentions this in more details as we go. One last sloka we will do. Okay, we will probably end here today. Okay, 1 point. This last sloka, 2 slokas at least. You do 4 slokas each class. Okay, Dehinosmin yata dehe.
Dehinosmin yata dehe.
Kaumaram yauvananjara.
Kaumaram yauvananjara.
Tata dehantara praptir.
Tata dehantara praptir.
Dhirastatra namuhyate.
Dhirastatra namuhyate.
One Prabhuji's, can somebody read this sloka? Try. Just read there. Not visible?
Not visible.
Not visible? That's a good excuse. Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji. Try कीजिए. Yeah, go ahead. Dehosmin yatha dehe. Komaram yauvananjara.
Komaram yauvananjara.
Tata dehantara praptir. Tatra namuhyate. Dhirastatra namuhyate. So can somebody read the translation?
As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from the boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change.
Right. So, if in ISKCON also, what we do is that if somebody expires, we are not lamenting so much. In fact, recently there was one devotee in our community. She was a doctor by profession. I was having good, interaction with that Mataji. She's an aged one. But when she passed away, when this information was given to her that you are going to die in next 7 days, she never lamented. She said that, why are you lamenting? Barsana Rani Mataji, you might be knowing Mataji.
Prabhuji told the story.
Pardon?
Prabhuji told the
Hare Krishna. Oh, so you came in the right time, but the prasadam is waiting. So that Bharatana Rani Mataji, wonderful. She was in our Radhesham Prabhu takes leadership classes. She was in our team. So I was also along with her. And so it's a practical example. See, at the time of death, Shastra says that there is lot of pain. How much pain you know? Shastra says that, don't get bewildered. The Shastra says that 30,000 scorpions biting you at the same time, at the same spot, that much pain is there. I know Mataji. So, but again, it can easily be overcome. Seeing the example of Barsana Rani Mataji, because you are not operating at the physical level. You are operating at the spiritual level. So you don't realize. This is what is the example. Now, why are you lamenting for that? You should operate at the spiritual level, at the soul level. It's practical. And this has happened how many days back, you know? Almost not even 1 month, right? No, 1 month back. And when Mataji was leaving her last breath, I was there and I was able to do kirtan for 10-15 minutes that time. Sharshurumani Prabhu was doing the kirtan. After that, before he was leaving, he handed over to me. Fortunately, I could also do kirtan. And after, within 30 minutes, she passed away. And last breath. And she was moving her hands also. And the video was also recorded actually. So, anyways, point is that this is all practical and we should operate at that level. And we are concluding now. And Prabhuji has come. We will do kirtan for 2 minutes and then we will do. So, somebody can play Kartal also? Anybody? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, हरे कृष्ण. Thank you very much, Dr. Ram. Please forgive us for keeping you all waited. Thank you very much. Anybody has one or two questions you can ask. If not, we'll end by Aarti.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
How to control our ego?
Yes, Mataji.
How to control our ego?
Oh, wow. Ha. Actually, how many know Kannada here? You know Kannada? Na hoge hogitini. What is the meaning for that? Anybody know? Na hoge hogitini.
I will definitely go.
Okay. So, once a disciples asked the Guru, when we will go to Golok Dham? Because we are following you, we are sincerely practicing what you. Then he said, Na hoge hogitini. Then these disciples said, what is this? Na hoge hogitini. That means they interpreted that if there is a possibility, I can go. Na hoge hogitini. I is what? Na means I. Hoge hogitini. Then disciples got bewildered. What is this? We are following him, but he is only going to go. Then later on, the Guru, the person gives the right definition. He says that when this I concept, that ego, I goes away, then there is a possibility for you to go to Goloka. Ego is the one which is stopping you to be here. Ego cannot be eradicated. It cannot, because it is the identity. But the problem is that it is falsely identifying itself with this material body and falsely identifying with your bank balance, with your beauty, this, that, but falsely getting identified. When you identify that, I am a spirit soul, and spirit soul which is part and parcel of Lord Sri Krishna, that is your real identity. And then that ego, you cannot remove the ego. Not possible. Ego should be purified. And that is what is going to happen when you follow this ABCD. Mataji, is that clear? When you follow this ABCD process, this ego will, and especially if you ask me, how does this ego gets, now you said that intelligence can be strengthened by Shastra's study, mind by this, that. Ego, in devotee association, your ego will get nicely cultivated. Your false ego will go, your real ego or your actual pure ego will not be removed. We have generally said that ego means false. But your real ego will be there, which will really identify yourself, because it's identity. Ego means identity. But rightly identifying is important.
What is unwanted thoughts?
Unwanted thoughts, it is not easily going to get away. But what will happen is that there is a principle, Radhesham Prabhu gives a nice principle, GIGO principle. G-I-G-O. So, garbage in, garbage out. If you put garbage inside all the time, then what will come out? Garbage only will come out. So, all dirty thoughts will come, because you are feeding all the dirty things. Now, there is one grandfather who tells to his grandson, there was a basket which was made up of bamboo, and they were using it for lifting coal, and it has become so black. Then he says that go to the river nearby only, go fill the water and get it. But he was taking the water and coming, not even a few distance, the water was all draining out. Nothing was getting contained and he was not able to bring water. He was frustrated, and he came, and after trying for 10-15 times, then he got frustrated and then he came and complained to his grandfather. Then the grandfather said, now you see the basket what it is. Earlier it was so black, now it has become clean, or at least to large extent it has become clean. So similarly, keep associating with the devotees, put the right things, follow ABCD, associate, read books, chant, to take proper diet. Jaisa anna vaisa man. Diet is also important. When you follow this, then it will come. And for that, you also need to do your parishram. What is that? Determination. Follow have some discipline. So, now I have seen you and a lot of you also, while the class is going on also, we are also seeing our mobiles. We are not disciplined. Just say to that idiotic thing, just for 2 hours I will not touch. What will happen if you don't see WhatsApp message or if, whatever is there? We got addicted. So technology should not use you. You should use the technology. To start with, at least start with 2 hours, no mobile. It's very difficult, huh? 2 hours, no mobile. Don't take any calls. Nothing will happen. Your life is more important. Your mind is very important. Your real happiness is more important. Take that determination. Now when I take these classes, and sometimes, now you see, you can switch off your mobile also. Take the permission of your wife before doing that. Or for that matter husbands, but husbands do not complain so much. So, but again switch off for 2 hours, what will happen? Before mobile technology, are we having all this? What will happen? If somebody calls, what will happen? The earth is not going to fall down, or the sky is not going to fall down. So these are the things you need to do. So that you will take control of your life. Right now we are not in our control. Our life is not in our control. Accept this. The sooner you accept, the better we will become. And minimize all these distractions as much as possible, slowly and steadily. Because now all of a sudden you go home and you switch off your mobile and your husbands will come and kick us out. So, or the other way around, Mataji's, proper Prabhuji's also. So, be judiciously, take decisions slowly and steadily. Take some baby steps. Don't all of a sudden make vital decisions and next day nobody is coming. Next class. Okay. Thank you so much. Please forgive me for my shortcomings and my exceeding my time limit. And I would thank Mataji and Sarshiromani Prabhu and Giridhar Prabhu and all the devotees who have helped me. I'm just an instrument, hardly did anything. I'm also learning. There's so many defects in me. I seek all your blessings, and if any opportunity comes again, I will associate with you all. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your wonderful time.
Thank you.
And message.
Hare Krishna.